It really began for me when I was in federal prison. I just didn't have access to materials, and I very intentionally wanted to use the materials of the prison against itself as like a foil. I'm Jesse Krimes. I'm here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art with my Rikers Quilt. The Rikers Quilt is a 20 by 30 foot quilt that I created during COVID in support of the protests that were happening around the closing of Rikers. That quilt ended up being comprised of 3,650 individual quilt squares, which on the surface has a bunch of different perspectives of Rikers. There's aerial views, there's interior views, there's cells, there's a lot of different perspectives that are kind of flattened into one space. And then I combined and overlaid the new renderings of the new proposed jails that are costing $10 billion, which are supposed to also be more humane jails. I had created that with the idea that each one of those quilt squares could be slashed through by someone who was directly impacted, and they would be able to make a proclamation of their experience on Rikers. And when they would slash through the surface and pull out the cotton batting, it would reveal the hidden layers of violence and abuse. So there were 3,650 images of violence that were perpetrated on Rikers that are hidden beneath the quilt surface, beneath these kind of idealized renderings. I think seeing all of the people who were incarcerated, hearing the absolutely just insane amount of time that they were sentenced to, oftentimes for less drugs than I had, mostly because they were black and brown, just really radicalized me. I knew that having gone through solitary confinement and the federal prison system and already kind of exploring those themes in my work previously, that I was very intentionally going to dedicate my practice to works that actually have something, I think, more immediate and kind of urgent to say. I also like to use aesthetics and color and beauty as a way to kind of pull viewers into a work. People are usually much more responsive if it is something that is a bit more inviting and allows people to enter in from whatever kind of vantage point or perspective that they have, and really find some new bits and pieces of emotional connection and something that really resonates for them. And while I think I'm dealing with very oftentimes visceral and horrifying content, ultimately I want people to walk away feeling informed and then inspired into action.